Alright guys, welcome back to Dark Souls. So as you can see here, where it says no commentary and I lied, well, I decided originally I wasn't going to have any commentary because when I recorded the audio was cutting in and out, and I still haven't figured out if that's the mic or if that's my Elgato gaming software. Not too sure. So basically this is just post commentary. I sped up all the parts of me running to different areas, so that's why it's going 2 speed instead of normal speed, just because I do not want to talk for half an hour of post commentary because I am not that good. So coming up here, we're heading back to the blacksmith to buy a couple things. Wow, Undead Parish looks really weird. Just noticing that now I'm watching. Wow, I suck at the game. I wonder what my normal commentary was at this point. Oh yeah, and then here's me trying to set up some berries. So doing this playthrough, I'm debating if I'm going to rush all of these videos up or just not at all. Like if I'm going to slowly space them out. Because this video will be uploaded, but I really want to get Battlefield Hardline footage coming out here soon when it actually comes out, which is 4 days from now. I want to get that up, but I don't know if I'm going to try to rush through this series and my Kagero series to get everything up, just so that when Battlefield Hardline comes out, I am perfectly fine. Not too sure. As you can see, I'm buying some Titanite shards so I can upgrade, I believe it's the Battle Axe I buy? Yeah, it's Battle Axe. So I can upgrade the Battle Axe to +4, because that's going to help us out a lot here. Because I forget that we need the Reinforced Club. The Reinforced Club is the item that we really want to get, and that's going to not be fun. But I do buy it later on, because I recorded part 3 while I'm doing this. Oh, I know. I know the future. So where am I going here? Oh yeah, I'm resting at this bonfire. And then we are heading out to fight the Moonlight Butterfly. That's why I equipped the Grass Crest Shield, and I'm seeing if I could... Not the Grass Crest Shield, I think it's just the Crest Shield. Yeah, I believe it's just Crest Shield because it has the best magic resistance of the game, I believe. Except for maybe the Moonlight Shield. That one might have 100%. I can't remember because I've never really used it. I mean, the Crystal Ring Shield. Crystal Ring Shield is what it is. It's been so long since I played this game. So, coming back up to here, we are just wandering down here. There's 2 enemies here. Not too hard. Recommend taking out him if you need help at all, but like if you can't take them both on, especially if you're doing SL1, don't challenge them both. They're pretty bad. And for here, if anyone didn't know, I slowed it down because there is a secret bonfire behind this wall. There you go. Nice little tips. I assume everyone knows because the game was released like what? 5 years ago, I think. I have my Xbox here on Dark Souls, but I don't know where my controller is, so I can't go to the menu to see when it was published. So speeding through here, hug the left side, take it out. It's pretty quick. What I'm really contemplating is if I should do PvP with this build. I believe I talked about it in the last episode, not too sure. But I'm really debating if after we beat the game, if we should go try to just do some PvP and see. Because I think that would be really entertaining and make for either some great videos or terrible videos because I would just die in one hit. But it'd be interesting. Well, you people of the internets, let me know, because then I'll actually be able to tell you whether or not I can do it, because I'm keeping this character. So yeah, Moonlight Butterfly that we are facing, using the shield to block a pretty good amount of that damage. You can roll, but I suck at rolling out of the triple whatever that is, magic spears. But the Moonlight Butterfly has 3 main attacks that it will use. Well, actually it has 4 attacks. First one is, you can see here, where it shoots the 6 needles at you twice. That does moderate damage. The second one is it shoots out 3 homing kind of things. It's not going to do it, and I'm not too sure if it did it for me in this fight, because it did a lot of that. It'll shoot out like 3 homing things. The third one is it shoots out a laser that'll just go across the whole stage. And the fourth one is that it will, when it's flying over, it will sometimes shoot an aura ball at you and explode for some moderate damage. So basically, if you're not a sorcerer or an archer, just wait for it to land and then pound away at it. I could have used lightning resin, but then I decided I was going to save it in case I messed up on a boss later on. And yeah, you can see me trying some fireballs here. Some of them are successful, some of them I just completely mess up and don't even do at all. There we go, there's the 3 homing one. They don't have the greatest homing, but they do that. And then here's the laser. You can just easily roll under that one. I wouldn't recommend blocking that one at all, because I believe that does severe damage, and it's easy enough to roll away. Or roll under. So yeah, going back to the object of PvP. I think that would be pretty entertaining, because it would be a severe hard set for myself. I would have to be playing like the best PvP I could, but then I don't know if I would be able to do many fights at all, because that's really hard to do. Like, PvP is not that bad for me, but when I get restricted this much to where almost one hit can kill me and I can't wear any armor because I'll be too heavy, I'll be fat rolling, that just makes it a lot harder and I don't know what to do. So you can see here the moonlight butterfly landed again. So I can't remember if I kill it in this one or if I don't. Oh yeah, no I don't. Because I probably could have. And that blast radius, that was just ridiculous. I so thought I was out of its range, but apparently I wasn't. So yeah, I recommend, if you can, get that. There's the aura ball I was talking about. Witch Beatrice, if you're having troubles, you can summon Witch Beatrice. She is right underneath the staircase before coming in, like right where that stone giant is at the entrance. She is right by that staircase there. Right underneath it, there's a little shrub in the way. If you just break that shrub and you're in human form, you can summon her. She gives you some help because she is ranged, so that will help you out a lot. Or if you're having troubles, just summon people, because this game is so active. I wouldn't say it's super active, but it is moderately. Oh yeah, and here I'm pretty sure these fireballs should have hit, but the game was just deciding that I was not worthy, I guess. Sorry about that, just had to check something. So yeah, I guess the game just decided I wasn't worthy enough to use there, but I got lucky and the moonlight butterfly landed shortly after that. So going up here you can get the divine ember, I believe it is, and we have our second boss down. So up here, yeah, we have the divine ember, which is pretty good. If you're going a cleric route, it gives a little bit of damage against I think it gives damage against the birds later on, as well as it kills skeletons. When you kill a skeleton with a divine weapon, they won't respawn even if the necromancer is there. Especially helpful in the Gravelord Needle fight. But there's a glitch for that, which I'll probably do. So here we're just returning back to the bonfire, and then I believe we're gonna head back to the... Oh my god, I can't think of any names right now. The blacksmith. Words are just not coming to me. I'm trying to think and it's just like, nope, just have major brain farts. Can't do anything. Oh no, I decided to go for the wolf ring. Yeah, that's what it was. Then we are going to return with our newfound souls. The wolf ring is going to be a pretty good weapon for this run. Well, not weapon, I should say ring, because it gives us 40 poise, and basically, since we're doing one level, we can't even wear any armor that wears poise without fat rolling. Poise is what makes it so that when you're hit, your character will stagger. Poise helps it so that your character won't stagger when hit. And I don't know, there are poise breakpoints. You guys can look that up when playing or when figuring out the poise breakpoints. I've never done it, but I know if you're trying to make a PvP build, you want to have about 53, because that can take a hit or 2 hits from anything. And then if you are just doing normal campaign, if you can, single player, if you can handle taking up a ring slot and you want to wear light armor, 43 poise is perfect for you. Like, there is nothing better. It's plenty, because in this game, there's not a lot of things that hit harder for 40. So yeah, speeding up here, gathering some of those will help in Blighttown. The mosses and clumps, they they heal poison and toxic and all that fun jazz. So coming back here, we try to kill that guy later on, but I fail miserably because I do like 40 damage and he one-shots me, I believe, or 2 shots maybe. And when I do my 40 damage, the health bar doesn't even move. It's like that insignificant. So here you can give him the Divine Ember. If you say no, sometimes his answers are pretty funny. I believe it's just the the Great Ember? I can't remember the names. I'm terrible. I know. Correct me if you want in the comments. I'll probably never learn the names, but correct me. So we're getting a +5 Bandit Axe so that we can actually do some better damage, because that's basically all we can do, is just reinforce our weapons to the greatest we can do as early as we can, because we get none of the added facts of scaling, and we're going to want the greatest damage output as possible. Because with this run, we get 0 scaling, can't even upgrade our health, because I'm not going to wear the Ring of Favor and Protection unless need be, because that takes up a valuable ring slot. So yeah, here I'm just showing you the Wolf Ring. Gives you a little bit of poise. You can talk to this guy. That guy, you can join a covenant if you talk to him. The Way of White. He also gives you $1, or the game's equivalent to $1. It's like a copper coin or a rusted coin. Something like that. So now we're actually going to go the way you're supposed to go. The way when new people start the game, they would head out, new players, to the Dark Souls, up the mountain. I actually get a parry. I didn't think I would, because this game has some pretty weird parries and backstabs if you're on different surfaces from your enemies. Sometimes it doesn't work. I just ignore that guy, grab the soul up here, and then now we can kill him. Yeah, there's, I think, another soul here. Yeah. The rat isn't too much of a threat. That was the first time I've actually seen the rat aggro on me instead of just running away. So that was pretty interesting when I was going through here. There's like 4 enemies. I try to do a backstep glitch where you don't get things from the dragon, but I completely missed. I like didn't even backstep. So I completely did it late. Killing these guys up here. Here is basically the second bonfire you will reach in the game. The undead burg bonfire. One that you will use a lot later on. Well, not later on, but you'll use it a lot if you're in this area. So we're going to head to the merchant now. Just over here, just down here. Can be tricky and probably a lot of new people miss him. He's not really that important to us. Like, he has a couple items. The residence key, if you were a sorcerer, you will want to do that, because there is a door in the depths, not the depths, the lower undead burg, which you cannot unlock with the master key. So if you're a sorcerer, I would recommend buying that, because there's a door later on that you will need it for, because there's a guy who sells sorceries. And the something dragon ring, this is, I should have researched all these names beforehand, but the dragon ring basically boosts magic and pyromancy up 20%, 20,000 souls. It's not bad. So here we buy the reinforced club and the heater shield, because they are pretty good weapons. Later on, the reinforced club I will be turning to fire, and then the heater shield is basically just a lighter shield with 100% physical damage and not bad stability that we can actually wield. So that was pretty good. Going through here, killing a couple enemies. Get some black fire bombs that we'll probably never use. May use them just for fun at the end here, but basically the only reason I came this way was to get gold pine resin, which I will need for the gargoyles. That you will see in the next episode. But with the way I'm playing and the route I usually take, I get the gold pine resin when I'm playing at this level, because until you get to Anor Londo, you can't have a lightning infused weapon unless somebody of a higher, somebody you summon or you get it summoned into a world drops it for you. Because there are people who either cheat or do what I'm doing, and then they go into other people's worlds at the beginning of the game and drop them end game gear. I don't know. What's your guys' view on that? On cheaters and all that? I'm just kind of curious. Because I find a lot of people just take the shortcut out to get end game gear at the beginning, and then they invade people. Like they have all their modded stats and their infinite health with their stone greatsword or crystal greatsword that just one-shots you, and that hacked version of karmic justice. I don't know what that is, like what the cheated version is. You can jump over that barrel if you're good enough, but I'm not good enough. Down here is Havel the Rock. We'll face him later on. But going back to the option, your guys' view, because if they do what I'm doing, like where you are actually challenging yourself, playing through this, you get endgame gear yourself. You don't hack any of your stats, you just have a normal, fresh, vanilla Dark Souls. I don't find any problem with that. If you can do this, like beat the game low level or get to the gear low level you want, I find no problem. But where I do find a problem is when people use like a +5 lightning Lucrane against a new person and it just totally destroys them. Like, I've had invasions of that happen to me. And, excuse me. Jeez, just getting hiccups right here. I've had invasions like that happen to me, and that's just, I don't like that. It really bothers me when people do it, because unless you're good at the game, you're gonna lose. And I know Dark Souls prides itself on death, or be ready for death, and people I think take that too literally, or their version of fun is just destroying people who've never played this game before. And I don't think that's really fun. Like, I like it, but usually when I invade, I do a lot of low-level invasions, but I try to have more fair gear, or if I want to use stronger gear, I'll go into an area where the host I'll be invading will actually have some decent stats and some decent armor or decent weapons to make it more fun. Like, I have a dragon character who is level 10 or 15, and if none of you know, the dragon fists are very overpowered. Like, they can do 400 damage per hit on a guy who's wearing clothes with 0 poise. I think it's the Crimson set, because I invaded a guy not too long ago in Anor Londo. He had the Crimson set on. Without the buff, I hit him, and it did about 340 damage. Because I did try doing here, like in the Undead Burg or this place, Undead Parish, I tried doing invasions there with the dragon, but I just viewed it was too strong, like it was too overpowered, and just not fun anymore. So I went to an area where people with higher gear would be more expected, or people might have summons or whatnot, where it would actually be a bit more of a fair fight. Here, usually I upgrade my armor, and then I just play around with non-upgraded weapons or whatnot. You can kick down the ladder there from the Dragon Bridge to open up a shortcut here. But I just kick down the ladder. I mean, what am I talking about? I bring the appropriate gear into the area I'm invading. Because for me, that's fun. It offers a challenge. It also helps. Like, it doesn't just make the person who I'm invading get really upset and frustrated because they got invaded by some cheap guy who immediately one-shotted them. That's just not me. Like, I just don't view that as actually playing the game. To me, that's just not fun. But I want to hear your guys' opinions. So here, we're just waiting. You can get the Drake Sword, which is good for about 2 hours of the game if you shoot the dragon's tail from underneath, because there is pathways underneath the bridge, or you can wait there for the dragon to jump down and then come here. Do not rest at that bonfire, or else when he's coming back, he will shoot fire across the bridge. He will breathe the fire, and that will kill you while you're lighting the bonfire. So wait out there until he flies away. And then here we grab some items. These are non-essential to our run. The light crossbow maybe, but I think if I can wield later on when we go to the depths, you can get the heavy crossbow. And I believe that that's what I'll pick up. So killing this guy, because we're going to try to kill the Black Knight at the top here. And you guys are going to love what's coming up. I believe it's like my second, I'm not even going to say, but just look at the height difference. I've seen people in PvP hide up here, they pretend to be the Black Knight, and then you can just notice the height difference, because that guy's like a foot taller than you. So yeah, here I get smashed, and I slowed it down. Look at that. As I'm trying to run away, I get picked off by the sword. That's not fun. So I thought you guys would enjoy that slow motion of me dying, because that's just completely unfair. I did not enjoy that at all. I was actually quite mad when that happened. I can't remember why, but I was quite mad because I almost had him. To me, this is the hardest Black Knight of the whole game, just because the great sword, I don't know if you can parry it. I've never parried it, but it can hit through your shield, and it has a really wide sweeping radius or range, and I just don't enjoy that. So you can get a Titanite chunk from him, as well as you have a chance for the Black Knight shield and the Black Knight sword, which we've been getting in the other episodes. That just makes me mad because we can't use them. If we would have wanted any weapon, I would have wanted the Black Knight halberd, because I think that's the best Black Knight weapon there is. But that's for me. That's for me to say. No one to know. Actually, because the Great Axe, everyone uses it. The halberd is the second most. The dragon sword, the Black Knight sword, I've used it. It's not bad. Like, it's not a terrible weapon, but it's just not the greatest either out of all of them. And then everyone in PvP or multiplayer uses the Black Knight Great Axe, so then that's when people had to figure out how to use the parry timings so that they could actually kill it, because it used to be you could kill somebody really easily and it took up not that much stamina. So opening that, we picked up the key there that will open up the depths. The lower undead burg, which will lead to the depths. Watch out for there. There is a hidden Boulder Knight. These guys can parry you. These are the first enemies in the game that can parry you. Right here, I'm trying to see if he'll do the animation. But he doesn't for me before I kill him, so oh well. And they will do a lot of damage, if not kill you. The channeler up there, I tried him with pyromancy. If you have some arrows or whatever, you can just shoot him down. I think it takes like, if you have 14 dex and a longbow, or if you have the composite bow, it takes like 6 arrows or something, 6 headshots. So what the Chancellor can do, this is why I would recommend range, is because he can buff all the enemies, including him, and these hollows are the most deadly things ever when buffed. Because they can hit, you saw the torch hollows from there, these guys basically have the same attack pattern, but think of huge damage now. Yeah, it's ridiculous damage they can do when buffed. So here's just another soul. We are heading to upgrade Lautrec, because I don't want to verse the gargoyles yet. Still have a couple more materials to do. So there we go. Parry animation right there. I never hit him, but you saw it. It's when he puts his shield up and he sticks his sword out and just kind of holds it there. That will be a parry. The only way to avoid that is to kick him and then you hit him. That may work, because I know sometimes if you kick him, the parry animation will still get you. But otherwise, there's that. So once we come up here, we will be getting Lautrec, and we are running close to the end of the video. So if you didn't grab the key, if you didn't grab the master key, down there where I jumped across the bridge and through the gate, there's a path underneath with a whole bunch of hollows, and you get the mystery key, and that's where you get the key to unlock him. After you unlock him, he will move to Firelink, or if you kill the gargoyles, he'll move to Firelink regardless, but we kill him for fun in the next part, just before we get there. And, well, we are basically done here, so see you guys in part 3.